Hi, my name is Nicole Phillips, and I am recording Reading Engagement 2, a short biographical talk on Robert Frost. Born in 1874 and died in 1963 at the age of 88, he won a record 4 Pulitzer Prizes and became the most famous poet of his time. He was born in San Francisco, but his family moved to Massachusetts in 1884 following his father's death, and the move was actually a return home as his family was originally New Englanders. He was considered the unofficial poet laureate of the United States, and on his 75th birthday, the United States Senate passed a resolution in his honor which said his poems have helped to guide American thought and humor and wisdom, setting forth in our minds a reliable representation of ourselves and of all men. So we could see that indeed his work resonated deeply with people. He was even asked to read a poem at the presidential inauguration of John F. Kennedy in 1961. Robert Frost was an American poet who was greatly admired for his depictions of rural life in New England, using everyday language to portray ordinary people in everyday situations. Frost stayed true to his rural depiction of life and did not incorporate social or historical events in his poetry. I chose the poem Dust of Snow. Though not one of his best-known poems, it was published in the Pulitzer Prize-winning volume New Hampshire in 1923. The poem's imagery is influenced by the rural scenery of Frost's life in Massachusetts. Hemlock trees and black crows were common there. As you read the poem, you can almost see the hemlock trees covered in a blanket of snow and the black crow landing on a limb, causing a dust of snow to fall on the bystander passing below. The imagery used here is almost tangible, as we can imagine the experience of a dust of snow falling from a tree. We can connect with the startling feeling of the cold snow and the sound it makes as it lands, and even the shift in our mood after we encounter such a whimsical event. Frost uses words carefully, so looking deeper at the dusting of snow, which created a shift in his perspective, we could also imagine it representing a cold shock of reality in the face of a struggle. Poetry gives us the opportunity to say one thing and yet mean another. The theme of the poem reminds us that the joy and beauty of life is all around us, and sometimes joyfully unexpected things can interrupt our mundane lives at any minute.